Gender-neutral pronouns. That's right, Internet. We're at it again.
George Michael, wake me up before you blank blank.
And science nerds determine what makes men sexy. Coming up today on The Point. Hello and welcome to The Point, the only talk show bringing gay and straight men together to see what happens. And today we have a very special guest.
I was laughing. These two
What
idiots
are you
over
doing?
here.
What
We
are
had
you
a
two
cute
doing?
moment. Oh my god. We
You
had
always
two-
do that.
There is a bromance
Yeah.
happening.
I don't think it's a bromance. I think it's just straight up
straight up
romance.
love.
sexual.
Yeah.
Really?
Is it? I don't know.
Talk
That's
about
for me.
bringing gay and straight men together to see what happens.
Amen.
There you go. Well, I want to jump right into our first talking point today. They is my pronoun. Now, a few weeks ago, we had a discussion about gender-neutral pronouns that got quite a reaction online. And so I felt like, we felt like we needed to dig a little deeper on this topic and really understand it and figure it out and what it all means. And I discovered, that's not the right word, but I happened upon an article in the newspaper, a commentary written by Lee Airton. And Lee Airton, and I'm going to read this, teaches in the Master of Teaching program at the Ontario Institute for Studies in Education, University of Toronto.
Welcome.
Yes.
Hello. Hello. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And I'm going to say up front, I might use the wrong pronoun.
People do.
I 100% will.
And
We can practice together,
Yes.
and we will survive.
Yes.
And the reason I say that is because I've talked to other people. We have this a person coming on the show, and and I catch myself doing it because I know. I mean, and you write in the op-ed that your preferred pronoun is they.
It is singular they, them, theirs, themself, or themselves. Yes.
And you launched this campaign called the No Big Deal campaign.
That's correct,
And
yes.
nbdcampaign.ca, correct? Let me ask you first, what is the purpose of the campaign?
Sure. The campaign is to clear up a lot of misconceptions around gender-neutral pronoun usage and users, because there's been sort of a situation in the media in the past few months where it's kind of been positioned as if you either are completely for political reasons, using what a pronoun someone asks you to use, or you're completely against using that pronoun. And I've been using singular they as my pronoun for probably 5 years now, and I teach a lot of people every year, and they use my pronoun, and we all kind of get by, and I work with people, and I have neighbors, and I have friends, and they kind of do their best and use my pronoun, and I hate to be kind of broken record at this point, but it is not really a big deal.
Hence, no big deal.
Hence, no big deal, right? And the title of the op-ed that I wrote in the Globe and Mail on the 25th was that it shouldn't be a big deal. And I kind of use the campaign as a way to extend that logic and just to speak back against people who might be saying that this is going to land people in jail if they use the wrong pronoun for someone, or it's like very offensive, as if people like me aren't used to people making mistakes and correcting themselves and being in process and learning how to do this. That's how it works. Mm-hmm. So my goal in launching the No Big Deal campaign was just to take it down a notch, right? Take those stakes down and to invite people to do their best and to realize they're going to make mistakes, and that when they do, you can correct yourself and move on, and we can just practice and make it work.
Isn't everything kind of a big deal these days, though? You know what I mean? Like especially social media, just in general, everything has to be, oh my God, this is, the most important thing in the universe. And if you don't agree exactly with every single point, or, you can't discuss ideas, you can't discuss topics that, do have to do with people and how they prefer to be referred to, or people's sexuality, or whatever it is. You either have to be 100% just with one side or you're 100% against it. Like, you can't have discussions anymore and try to understand things in an open fashion.
Well, that's why I think, number one, your website is very important because
for sure.
it helps push forward that discussion. But also, when I talked to you about coming on the show, I referenced the show that we had done previously, and there was a little bit of blowback online. I mean, I've never heard of people getting angry on the internet about anything. But you said, and I found this so striking and so wonderful, you said to me, even that's no big deal because people are learning. Matt had a reaction to this, put you on the spot, had a reaction to the initial discussion, and you said, well, what you were witnessing was somebody finding out about this for the first time and thinking through it.
And finding out about it for the first time, like on a television program.
Right.
Where you are a talk show and you're talking about things, and that's the purpose of the show, is to talk. So I think that people are talking about this and people are having reactions to it and they have questions. And one of the major aims of my work is to put out what I put out. So like I have a blog called theismypronoun.com and I answer questions about this, and I have the campaign that's running around, and my goal is to be like, yeah, you have questions, here's where you can go. Because a lot of people who use pronouns other than he or she, or whose pronoun might not be obvious to the eye, but yet they use he or she, we're often called on to a lot of education, and it can be very tiring. So I, for whatever reason, I like to say it's because I'm the youngest of 3 kids and I'm an extrovert, so I'm very like out there in the world, and I'm willing to do that work and do that education, and I don't expect that all people are willing to do that, but that's what I'm doing.
So what are some of the points that you and Matt and the rest, chime in with your questions? But what are some of the points that you make on the website? I mean, we talked a little bit about the infographics that are on the website, which I love, which I think because they make the points very, very smartly and cleverly, but cutely.
And ties into the name of our show so well.
Oh my gosh, right? Yeah, well, the campaign revolves around a lot of visual materials. So there's a badge. It just says like, I'll use your pronoun, no big deal, and that creates space for people to just put out in the world that they're okay to try this out, basically, that's it. Not that they know everything about transgender politics and issues, and not that they have like a serious position on it, but just that they're willing to do it. And that's like 90% of the energy that I experience from others around this. And then we have these 5 infographics, and each of them takes on an argument that people have sort of made and popularized against using someone's chosen or preferred or gender pronoun. So one of those is that a professor should be able to say anything they want. And actually, like, academic freedom doesn't mean that a professor can say anything they want to a student who's in their care in their classroom. It means that they have the right to research and study and publish on anything they want, right? So they can ask their students, if it's topical, to read whatever they write about it, but they can't treat someone however they like. That's not academic freedom, for example. So a lot of these points that I'm making are things that a lot of scholars already know, but haven't actually made their way into the public conversation very clearly. And so I encourage you and your viewers to check them out, because they're actually quite useful for people who are having those conversations with family and friends for the first time. Because I think a lot of people know that, like, well, why wouldn't I use someone's pronoun? But then they're like, oh, well, could I go to jail? And like, no.
Right.
You can't. They're kind of useful in that way.
I think one of the infographics is, or maybe it's somewhere else on the site, is that they is already used as a singular pronoun. Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, singular they is something that you've all said 20 times already today or this weekend, to refer to someone who you don't know because you don't know their gender. So the classic example I use when I talk about this in a teaching capacity is like FedEx came and they left the package on the porch. Right, so like FedEx, the whole FedEx corporation didn't do that, right? They didn't all like run up there in their outfits and put something there. No, it was one person. You just don't know what their pronoun is. So we do this all the time, and I think that's one of the reasons why people like me have chosen singular they for our pronoun to express that we don't want to be in either of the gender boxes, is because it's already with us, so it isn't very jarring on the ear. In fact, often you can say it and people don't even realize that you are.
The thing that I always think of is when I'm driving and somebody does something stupid on the road, and I go, "What are they doing?"
Yeah.
But it's only one driver, and when I caught myself,
That's your road rage? Oh, mine is a lot more explicit.
It's very
than that.
generous. You're like presuming they have a reason.
yeah, what are they doing? Why are they doing this?
More information.
Yeah.
I think where I stood back then, just to clarify, I did apologize for my ignorance to the viewers and whoever for not understanding it and kind of standing in this position when I was like, what are these words? And it wasn't the they that struck me. It was the zoo and the za and all these like actual new words that I'm like, why are people like inventing? Not why. I mean, I understand why now, but it was kind of like that sounds like as a point, like from an outsider and from the first time hearing about it, I was just like, that sounds like silly, like zoo and za. Like I'm never gonna say like za zoo. Like it just sounded funny to me.
And that actually begs the question. I mean, you use they, but,
I do.
But what about these?
Neo-pronouns.
Yeah, neo-pronouns.
Right.
Neo-pronouns. Well, that's one of the myths that the infographics take on the campaign website. Actually, is that if I agree to, like, some people saying, well, if I say I'll use your pronoun, I'm gonna have to agree to use a pronoun for everybody I know, and that's kind of what we call a slippery slope fallacy. Because it's actually not true that will logically follow from saying I'll use your pronoun. And the idea that everyone is going to have a different pronoun is kind of put out there by many anti-pronoun people as a way to scare people off of doing this thing for odds are 1 or 2 people in your life. And so there are lots of neo-pronouns, but most people are really going to encounter someone who uses singular they, and maybe 1 or 2 others, and if you do, it's probably going to be ze or here. So people do make their own pronouns, but I'm also seeing and hearing and learning from linguists, which I'm not a linguist, that there's some consensus emerging around the use of singular they, right? And as the alternative. And that's not going to please everyone, and that's the way it is.
Like,
and
what would people's issue be with using they singular? You know what I mean? Like
Why is it so bad?
yeah, like
yeah.
what's,
Why would they want to
what's-
use a neo pronoun, not singular
Yeah,
they?
like,
well, I
what's-
don't use a neo pronoun, so
Yeah.
I can't conjecture
Do you
too
know
much.
anybody that uses those?
I do.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I do very much. I do know people, and I've known people who use those pronouns since the early 2000s. And what was interesting is that when those came on the scene, people are like, oh, that sounds weird, right? But now people are like, oh, plural, that doesn't work. Why don't you use a singular one? And so people have a reaction to something that's new and strange, no matter what the thing is that people are using for this purpose. But I use singular they because it's already in the English language, and because it feels good. And so by that logic,
I had
a
some issue
neo-pronoun
with-
might feel better
Can
for
I
someone
add, and
else.
this sounds like and this is the journalist editor in me, this is a linguistic question, but like, would someone say, is they here or are they
okay,
here?
let's fix
See,
this
that
right
that was
Let's
the point
fix
actually
this
I was
right
about
now.
to bring
Okay,
up,
yes,
because
please.
I had that thought too,
Please.
and then I had a discussion with somebody who, like, with my brother actually, and he's very like he knows
Yeah,
too much.
okay.
But that was my
Yeah.
point, was that the example you had brought up on the last show was actually just you not correctly speaking English. That was the step.
So yes, Lee, please address this.
Okay, so I use I and I use me, and when people address me, they use you. So and when you use my name, you use is, like Lee is sitting here with you all.
Yes.
But you use they are. So my little funny shortcut is that I say pretend there's 2 of me. Right? That's it. That's really it. It's nothing else actually changes, and that's the beauty of singular they, is that it feels on the ear like something familiar. But the NBD campaign, I want to make this quite clear. It isn't just about singular they. It's about extending someone the benefit of the doubt. Because I think it's a very strong ethical thing to say to someone else, you know what? I hear you saying that this is something you need. I don't understand that. But there's things about me that you might not understand, and these are things that I need. So to be able to say, you know what, I really don't get it yet, a little bit maybe, but I'm going to do this for you. Like that kind of generosity, that extends to people who you might not think they look like a woman, or you might not think they look like a man, but this is their pronoun and this is their identity. So it's actually far less about singular they and Z here than it is about decentering my own need to understand as a reason why I would do something that someone else clearly needs. And that logic extends. Like, why does someone care if you pronounce their name correctly?
Believe
Right?
me, I go through that every day.
Ori,
Oh my God, it's a 5-minute long conversation every time I say my name.
Right, like, oh really? Like, what is it?
No, it's
Where
not even
does
that.
it
It's like,
come
oh,
from?
Corey?
Like,
Oh, Lori. Oh,
so
no.
yeah, so some awareness around your name would be helpful in the world, and also other people just being like, "That's your name, got it."
One other question, and this may sound ignorant, so I
Hit me,
apologize
Fred.
beforehand. My understanding, and for a long time, of transgenderism, of people who are transgender, is, he was a he, and now it's very important that she is a she, and that's important to her identity. And Caitlyn Jenner is the obvious example, although I hate referring to her. But, to me, in my mind, and this has been that way for a long time, for transgendered people I've known for a long time, that switch in pronoun from he to she or she to he is very important to them. That the pronoun be gendered, and that it. So, it is the gender neutral pronoun issue a transgender issue, or is it something different?
The someone changing their pronoun in their life to more closely reflect their gender identity, that is definitely a transgender issue. What that pronoun is will differ for everyone. I mean, for some, like on no planet is any of the work that I'm doing about getting rid of any pronoun, or getting rid of the practice of being like that's your pronoun, he or she. That's what you want. That's what I'm using. It's not about that at all. It's definitely a transgender issue, but what we're learning is that transgender people are as diverse as any other people. So we're very internally diverse. I don't even know if I can speak to a we. Like there's many different ways in which people under the transgender umbrella identify. I would encourage you to have like different trans people on your show, because there's like I identify as a non-binary trans person, but there's many other people who identify and live differently than that. It is a transgender issue, and transgender is an exploding thing as there becomes more and more space for people to step up and be like, this is how I'd like to live my life, which is a wonderful thing.
Well, Lee, thank you for
pleasure.
helping to advance the conversation and to educate us as well as our viewers about this. And if people have questions for you, how do they reach you?
They can go to they can go to theyismypronoun.com, and you can go to my Tumblr site from there and ask me an anonymous question.
And the campaign is, again?
nbdcampaign.ca.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Now you may have noticed that Tito's not here because Lee is here, but Tito is here, and he'll be right here with Tito's Midpoint.
In 3 seconds.
All right, so this week we're playing Point Blank. It's all George Michael song lyrics, so you guys have to fill in the blank and yeah.
I'm not going to do well. Unless it's that one that Matt said.
Well, that's the first one. We'll go with that.
Okay.
Wake me up before you go. Don't leave me blank on like a yo-yo.
Hanging?
Yes. That's right. Okay.
Rest in peace, I love you.
I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no blank.
Rhythm. I love that song. Oh.
It's amazing.
Won't you
Well,
tell
what's
me?
the name of the song?
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Careless Whisper.
Thank you. I would never have guessed that.
Careless Whisper.
Amazing.
Won't you tell me why I work so hard for you? All to give you blank.
Love.
Nope.
Work so
You have to like
hard
half
for you
sing it
to
though.
give
know,
you
but I can't.
money.
I can't.
Want to
Money,
give you
yes.
money.
I heard
I've heard that song.
This one's
Everything she wants.
Yeah, I mean you're gonna know all of them.
Just like read it slower.
No, faster.
different-
Let's get through this.
This
I don't know any of them.
you'll know this one.
Okay.
This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone.
Special.
That was him?
You didn't know that?
I didn't know it either.
Yeah, he wrote the song. That's originally a George Michael song.
So sad.
Why can't you do it? Why can't you set your blank free?
Heart.
Nope.
Mine.
Dick.
Nope.
Why can't you do it? Why can't
an animal.
you set your monkey? Monkey.
What?
Monkey.
Is it monkey?
Monkey.
Monkey.
It's a song called Monkey.
I'm literally not gonna get any of these unless it's you gotta have blank, blank, blank. Like
Strange that I was wrong enough to think you'd love me too. I guess you were kissing a blank.
dick.
No, God.
Definitely not. Dude.
Okay, I know this one, but I won't say it. It's actually the title of the song.
I don't know.
Say that again.
Strange that I was wrong enough to think you'd love me too. I guess you were kissing
I guess you
a fool.
kissing a fool.
Because that's what you are for looking at my card. Well, I guess it would be nice if I could touch your blank.
Dick.
Balls.
That's gonna be just my answer for every one of them.
I wish.
Body.
I wish.
You should have gotten that one. I guess it's a part of the
Touch
body.
your
Sex?
Body. Come on.
Come on, that was good. That was easy.
I feel like I get partial credit for
Okay,
that.
I'm the kind of person who like goes like, and like I don't know any lyrics to any songs like ever.
I know I would, but some of them I don't know. So
Ugh, I just never.
I've never heard these.
Sex is natural. Sex is fun. Sex is best when it's.
One on one.
Really? Is it? Oh my God, Ori, that's so good.
Wait, am I
I'm
gay?
like way more attracted to you now.
I'm sorry.
Sex is best.
I've been watching too many
Is-
blinking lights.
Yeah, too many
Is
Christmas.
sex best when it's one-on-one?
Not
Oh
always.
my God, I'm like way more attracted to him now. Okay, sorry.
Who,
Go,
me?
what? Yeah.
I'm losing you.
I know. Sorry.
We will have a discussion about whether or not sex is best when it's one-on-one on another
yes.
show.
Yes, always. Okay, keep going.
Not everyone agrees.
We won the race, get out of the place, went back home, got a brand new face for the boys on blank.
Dick.
Okay, enough with the dick. He's dead.
Sorry.
Be nice.
For the boys on MTV.
Yep.
What the hell?
That was like what that iconic Freedom. Freedom 90.
is that?
Freedom 90, actually. Because Wham had a song called Freedom, and then George
Isn't that
Michael, as a
like-
solo artist, had Freedom 90.
Oh, I didn't know that. I know freedom.
That was his like freedom anthem, you know, like he was free from Wham. And
Last one.
I know way too much
Last
about
one.
George Michael.
I will be your father figure. Put your tiny blank in mine.
I have no idea.
Don't say it.
No idea what it could possibly. I don't even have a guess.
Arms?
Well,
Put your
yeah.
tiny arms in mine?
I don't even know.
Well,
Tiny.
I've seen that movie.
What are we talking? What?
Tiny
It's hand.
What's weird about what I said?
hands? Tiny hands?
Put your
Like a-
tiny
like a
hand
baby.
in mine.
Tiny hand in mine.
You know, like if you're Donald Trump and you have tiny
The
hands.
song is called Father Figure, so that's why your father.
Oh. All I can think about is those little plastic hands from SNL. You know what I'm talking
Yes,
about?
like the Kristen Wiig. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
thank you, Tito,
Thank you.
for today's midpoint.
Love it.
Well, thank you, Tito. And that brings us to talking point number what?
Nothing.
Number
Do the
two.
show.
Building the perfect beast. The folks at AskMen.com surveyed scientific research and came up with the top 10 ways that science shows men how to be sexier. And what I'm curious about is if, like, the straight guys do this to be sexier, if the gay guys find this sexy in other guys.
Everyone is sexy in their own way.
That's not true.
You don't believe that.
I read
You don't
this
believe
article.
that.
Why are you
It's
calling
just-
me out?
So wait, so
On my
so
shallowness.
Tell us how. Like, what's the
Okay,
deal here?
number one, sport some stubble, but not too much.
Agree.
You need stubble,
That's why this is happening.
Impossible.
but
I wonder what would you look like without stubble?
but a
Like a
full-grown
child.
a full-grown beard from a study at the University of South Wales. Too much beard is considered exactly.
Really? I thought the beards were in.
Full beard is worse than clean shaven, according to.
I mean, it
That's why I
depends on
have
how
medium
big your
beard.
beard is. Some people are like so extra with their beards. And
Oh, it's like down to here?
They need like the oil.
I like
and-
it. I'm into it.
See, it's different.
Yeah, why not?
I don't really pay much attention.
I don't even care, to be honest. But you keep going.
But if you had stubble, you'd be even sexier.
Wait, him?
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can't do it, so why would I do that?
You should go a little mustache on top.
Like, it doesn't, not much happening up there. Not much.
Okay,
happening.
number two, drink beer over wine.
Like that's so like
Drink whatever you want.
What does that even
That's
mean?
such bullshit.
Like that's such a stereotype.
Research, it was 2,000 women's personal opinions were surveyed. A man who drank beer over wine was more attractive.
How
You know what,
old
now
are
that I
these
think
women?
about it, literally 5 seconds later, then I think about it, it's hot, kind of.
What is?
You guys drink beer?
If you like what? If I don't know, I think it's just like I don't
Depends on
know.
where
Now I wish I had beer in this thing instead of wine.
Number 3, don't be lazy. Split the housework.
Obviously.
That's a.
According to research out of Cornell University. Yes, do some housework. Do you do chores?
Always. Always. My bathroom is
So
spotless.
women don't find it sexy when you're a lazy sack of crap? This is so surprising.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
right?
kind of like
Now-
that. Anyways, whatever.
You like lazy people
Yeah,
with,
I'm just like,
with
don't
beards?
worry, I catered to you. Like,
You
does that
want to
sound-
cater to someone?
Yeah, well, not in that way, but you know what I mean. It's like, don't worry, I
You
got
can
it.
come clean my
Why'd you
house.
push me? I wasn't even talking to you.
No, I know, but keep going.
Number 4, be dominant in the bedroom but protective in public.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this list
That's
is
like
made.
Well, no, you know what?
Lady
Fine,
in
they're
the streets,
dynamic.
freaking the sheets.
I was
type
making fun of
shit.
this list, but it's made for me. Like I'm down. Okay, keep going.
Are you dominant in the bedroom but protective in public? You have a girlfriend.
Yeah, I do. No.
Explicitly explain your sex life to us, Gordon.
No.
Equality, side, so it's like we're both on the same page, if I'm on top of her, then I'm too much, if she's on top of me, it's too much. So just side.
Just side shit.
Side shit all night.
Yeah, no, I figured it out eventually.
A nice balance.
Number 5, being funny has its advantages, according to a study from 2007 from the BBC. Humor.
That's a huge thing.
But
That's
like
all I've
on
got.
everyone.
That's like
On
my
everyone.
that's my number
But not
one
those
in my
people that
arsenal.
think they're really funny and they try to make a joke out of everything all the time. And they're
Why are
just
you
not
looking
funny
at me when you say
Because
that?
you do that all the time.
Yeah, you do that a lot.
He thinks he's so funny.
Ugh, I know.
Go on.
Get out of here, Fred.
You're so cute though. It's okay.
Yeah, we love you.
Number 6, being tall
Oh
is
my
sexy,
God.
as is being hung.
Of course.
Yeah.
According to a study in the journal Proceedings of the National Academy of Science, the size of a man's member had a huge influence on their attractiveness.
Well, don't those two
This
go hand
list
in
is
hand?
very shallow though. Like it's very like
Very shallow.
drink beer, be tall, la la la. Like it's just like
Number 7, be dependable and faithful.
well, yeah.
Yeah, that's just like don't be a shitty person.
Yeah,
like, it's
like-
not.
Yeah, but girls like bad boys who cheat on them too.
No, but the
That's
thing
true.
is,
It's
fucking
these are like
bullshit, pardon my
longer term
language.
sexy things because
Longer
you can't-
term.
There it is.
That was
there
exactly
it is,
Yes,
right
you're
there.
No, because these aren't. You can't
hands
find out
down.
if somebody's dependable or if they're hung just from looking at them across a bar, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like if they're. drinking
I mean,
beer,
if they're tall,
they're
you kinda know,
faithful.
right?
If they're tall, sure, but you don't know if they're faithful. You don't know if they're dependable. You don't know if they'll split the housework. These are like the longer term
Yeah.
sort of things to be sort of sexy to your partner.
Number 8, show your scars. According to research published in the journal Personality and Individual Differences, the results found that concerning a short-term dalliance, men with facial scars were sexier.
Oh,
I always
thought
cut my face before
I,
I,
always,
go out
I
to the
thought you
club.
meant like emotional scars.
Yeah, me too.
No, like if I cut you,
Yeah.
you'd be
Show me?
sexier.
Oh,
I mean,
cool.
guys with eyebrow scars are kind of hot. I like that.
I have an eyebrow
have-
scar.
That's why you're hot.
I don't know. It's like on top of one of them. It kind of like cuts it.
Yeah, you can't see it, so he doesn't.
I also
know.
have a scar here.
That's just from an
just turning
eyebrow
into
piercing that
jaws.
went awry.
What?
really not paying attention.
Sorry,
Number 9.
I wasn't listening.
Number 9, fight for your country. Men
What?
in the military.
That's true.
That's just a uniform
According to research
thing.
from the University of
That's fetish,
Southampton.
though.
Yes,
It's like
having
cops,
fought,
firefighters, military. It's any uniform,
Yes,
really. I
it's a
think.
uniform thing. You understand that?
That's real?
Yeah, that's totally
Like
a thing.
strippers.
Like
it's just-
strippers.
that's why they wear all these.
I wasn't really thinking about
They wear all these outfits because it's like hot. you
Well,
know?
it's also hot. Like there are parties where it's like uniform parties where you dress up in.
Well, why is the male stripper stereotype that you see in every sitcom
Yeah,
or TV show?
'cause
It's always
it's
a cop
sexy,
who
right.
shows up
Yeah,
like, turn
or
it down,
firefighter or something like
because
that.
I'm gonna turn it
Because
up.
they're
and
authoritative.
whatever.
And
know what's-
this is the final one, number 10, which I believe Doug referred to when we were talking about this earlier. Doug mentioned this. This was the douche effect, is what Doug called it. Pick up an instrument. According to a study published in the
God.
Psychology of Music, carrying a guitar is sexy. Even if you don't know how to play it, having a guitar makes you sexy.
I've done a lot of things like not like that, but I've like pulled that stunt a couple times.
Really?
Yeah, well, it's like wearing a band T-shirt that you don't know any songs
Like
from
Kiss?
that band.
Like Kiss in the last show?
No, I know songs from Kiss.
Name
five.
one.
No, oh, I'm gonna rock
Look,
it.
nobody's saying that the move doesn't work. We're just saying that you're a douche if you do it.
If I see a guy carrying a guitar, I just assume he doesn't have money.
Oh.
Because he's a musician, like no lie.
You're right.
You
Probably
most
right.
like.
Is that what you're all about money? Eh?
No, I don't care. No, I'm just
Hey, we're all reacting that way because we feel bad because he's right.
Well,
like if you were a famous musician, guitarist, you wouldn't be carrying around a guitar in public.
Always, every time.
oh, yeah. Yeah.
It is hot.
Shawn
though,
Mendes
like,
carries
yeah,
his
fair
guitar
enough.
all the time.
Douche.
But that's fair.
No, he's not.
But that's fair enough.
I thought you were gonna say dick again.
Well, I think, well, you can decide for yourself if you want to start drinking beer and carrying a guitar to be sexier. You can decide that as well. Let us know if you try any of these by emailing us at thepointguys@gmail.com.
Or
Endpoints.
Facebook us.
Or Facebook us,
'Cause
or
it's
tweet us.
2016.
Sit on my face and tweet. Sit on my Facebook and tweet.
What is
See,
happening?
this is what we're talking about.
Sit
This
on
is
my
exactly-
Facebook and tweet. It's like a anyway. Endpoints. Pop of the week.
Pop of the week. This week is Ariana Grande featuring Future. It's called. What's it called?
I'm glad
Oh
you
my
know.
God, I
It's your
forgot.
pop of
See,
the
I'm
week.
not good at lyrics. What's it called? Oh no, wait.
Okay, we'll put this.
Every day.
We'll put this on the screen.
It's called Every Day.
We'll
and-
put this on the
No, I
screen.
know. I was asking him. It's called Every Day. It's on the album. She's coming.
That camera.
That's always my camera.
It's always
That
the
one, it's
middle
always the
camera.
middle one.
Okay,
Anyway.
thank you, Tito, for the pop of the week. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube. It's very important, costs you nothing. Subscribe button down here. Also, subscribe to us on iTunes. Doesn't cost you anything, helps us greatly. You can email us, Facebook us, tweet us at The Point Guys. And our Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign, igg.me/@/The Point Guys.
I think your shirt's getting to you.
Again with the shirts?
Princess
wrong with
Peach.
this shirt?
Princess Peach.
Princess Peach.
I like it.
Peachy.
Thank you, guys.
It's not yellow.
Thank you, Lee Airton, for joining us today.
Yes.
And we have a new show every Tuesday, so we will see you next Tuesday.
Oh.
Okay, that was our line.
Yeah.
On the point.
Okay, let's do this again.
No, we're
A
out.
new
That's it.
show every Tuesday, so we will see you next Tuesday on The Point.